We are a space of the one in the many. And we are learning that we have the ability, and in many ways, the responsibility as well, through the understanding of ourselves, to direct our flow, to direct our energy, to not leave it out at a whim for whoever wants to whip us around with whatever type of cultural or traditional or societal spaces that may benefit some, but do not benefit, yes, the individual's sovereign rise. Okay, are you following me so far? Wonderful. We understand that we have power. We understand that we are power, like even in the sense of the biology. The cells are energy. They got little energy. They're like batteries. Okay. Can we all agree on that space alone? The biology, the physical sense of the body, it's like energy, like little batteries, right? It creates energy. We talked about this before. You go to the doctor, they do an EKG or whatever, they test your heart, or your heart stops. And what do they do to get you back? They shock you with energy. Do you know what I mean? Right? Yes, you've seen like a Grey's Anatomy or something, I'm sure, like some show along the way, right? So there's energy moving through the brain, there's energy moving through the heart, there's energy in the cells, there's energy and everywhere, right? Look at acupuncture, right? The meridians, the understanding of the body and the flow of the energy through the form. So there's all these spaces of energy, and we're getting really good. Humanity is really doing well. Let's do a shout out moment to humanity right now. Yay, humanity. Yes, yes, because humanity is waking up. They knew this. They knew this. So many cultures know this still, like Chinese medicine and other spaces, right? They really get this. They live from this. And then there's this, space of the collective that we brought ourselves for. Yes, the remembrance of us. We brought this space of separation in so we could see the separation and understand we have the ability to choose unity. We have the ability to choose the remembrance of who we really are. So it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the spaces I have been. And as we understand ourselves as energy in the biology format, the physical format, we understand that it's because of, if you will, yes, the design of the human to live on this planet, to connect in with the energy of the planet. That's part of it, right? Everybody with me? You understand the human resonance, the sun codes, the fact that your root lines go into the earth and you connect with the earth's energy. Your body, not necessarily the consciousness, it is connected, but the body, the vessel that houses the light, yes, it is designed to plug in to the earth. It is designed, you are designed to plug into the earth. That's what Barbie was talking about, blessing her root lines. It's a teaching in AQE, a cosmic quantum energy. And it's the first space we go when we facilitate a session. Yes, we go to the roots and we make sure the person's plugged in. Because why? Because if they're not, they can't hold anything that happens. It can be temporary, but to anchor, you must be rooted. Yes, I love that line. So we understand the physical space of this. The body's designed for this. Then the understanding of the consciousness and energy, the eternal soul, the space of you that was before you were in this form, and the space of you that will be after, and the space of you that at this moment is actually most likely in all ways multidimensional as well as this space. Do you understand me? It's so fun, isn't it? Who wouldn't want to talk about these things? All right. So that's the new human. The space of us that understands these things is the new human. If I want you to capitalize that word right there, IF, capitalize it. Now make it bold. Yes, or highlight, whatever you choose. Yes, you are that new human if you implement these teachings, if you implement this knowledge, if you implement these knowings, if you implement the understandings of yourself, then you are new. Again, another quote. Marvel not, I say unto thee, ye must be born again. That which is born of flesh is flesh. That which is born of spirit is spirit. We have been living unplugged and in a flesh state for a very long time, but it's all right. It was how we were realizing who we are. It was all part of a plan, if you will, in a sense. Do you understand me? It's called expansion. In order to expand, you have to explore, and you explore through all these spaces. Some are dark caves. Some are unknown, uncharted territories. That's exploration. And then as the exploration occurs, the knowledge is gained. And then as the knowledge is gained, if it is implemented, if it is put into play, if it is allowed, then you have expansion. Then you are born again into a new life. That's what was meant by those words. They were said by Yeshua according to the Holy Scriptures of the Bible. But listen to me, there's a lot of other teachings that have said these words as well, okay? I studied that for most of my entire life, so it's very easy for me to pull them out, right? But let me say, there are many other spaces of those words, but I want you to understand the born again space and the new human, because it's the same thing. Are you with me? I'm so excited about that. Being the new human is being born again. And we are born again and we are new every breath. You don't do it once. I don't do it once and go, whew, wow, I was born again. I'm new. This is great. And then stay in the same lane for the rest of my existence. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the ever expanding consciousness, the eternal soul. It can't be in one lane for the rest of everything. So, another thing that's present in these understandings of the new human is with the understanding of the implementation, the understanding of putting it into action. And it's all right if it's incremental. I love that word. Put that on a post-it. Stick it on a refrigerator, whatever you've got. Incremental. Why? Because it releases you from judgment of, I'm not doing it fast enough, or it's not happening big enough, or I maybe slipped back a bit over here, or I could have handled that part of my family differently, or my whatever. Incremental is important because these are big energetic shifts we're doing. And if everything was wide open, we could fray in a sense. You know, when you put too much energy into a power connection and maybe the appliance you plug it into the source space is too big, because they really do gauge that. You know, like a dryer requires different gauge amount of energy in America than a washer. You would blow it up, or it would not be optimal. So you, I, all of us, we benefit greatly from the understanding of incremental, ever expanding beings, because every single word, every single feeling, every single thought, every single action is an increment of energy. It's an increment of energy. And when you can get your mind, yes, and your words, yes, and your actions and your feelings, when you get every increment of you in a flow of coherent alignment that is in direct anchor of your heart, yes, your eternal soul being, that is a massive shift space of you. Building that shift space is just as sacred and important and powerful and beautiful as the shift space itself happening. Building it is just as important as when it happens and you're in that moment where you go, oh my goodness, I just had this experience with so-and-so and I felt peace. And maybe before you didn't feel peace, right? So now you realized all your increments have lined up and you're in a different flow. Do you understand? All right, beautiful. So when we're doing this, when we're understanding the physical form is energy, the consciousness is energy, it's all connected. We're one whole unit within this space now. Then we understand the power of the thoughts, the feelings, the actions, all these spaces of ourselves. Now implement authenticity. Yes. Implement authenticity. What does it mean? Trust yourself. That was a saying that came in 2020 when I started teaching these teachings. Trust yourself. You are safe. You are loved. Trust yourself and allow. Why? Because in your authenticity is your power. I don't look like everybody else. I don't sound like everybody else. I don't teach like everybody else. There may be some that are very similar to me, but I am unique. I know I am. My family knows I am. Sometimes they get a little nervous with how unique I am in public, but they love me. That's my authenticity. That's my authenticity. What happened when I opened the door to my authenticity? This happened. Yes, you happened. We happened. Acasma was birthed because I made room, because I acknowledged from the space of my heart and my soul, and I didn't get in my head about it. Was it scary at first? Oh, yes. I tiptoed out. I tiptoed out. I thought about revamping my IG page the other day to try to, my daughter's really wanting me to improve my aesthetics. If anybody understands that concept for IG and promotion and all that, I get it completely. But she taught me how you can archive things because she knows I don't want to get rid of anything. It's like the closet when you have all these beautiful pieces that they all mean something, right? But there is a time when it's good to clear, it's good to release some of the spaces because you are ever expanding, being born again, again, and again. And you do want to continue to grow and explore. And so that clearing is a good thing. So she taught me how to archive. And I was looking back over, I haven't done it yet. So nobody get nervous that all the things are gone. If you want to see what my space has, it's still there. But I was looking back over the very first video I ever made on IG when I decided I was going to share energy. And I didn't have the words yet for it being called Acasma or you are safe, you are loved. I didn't have that yet. I think I called it a blessing. I don't know. I'd have to go look at it. But I remember filming it. I have my hair up in a bun. And I was so nervous because in that mindset at that time, my belief of myself and this is being shared with love because I believe everybody really relates. My belief of myself was very interwoven with my family's belief of me, my friends' belief of me, the neighbors' belief of me, my pastor's belief of me, and all of the above. And so everything I said and did, I would kind of gauge and say, in some way, it wasn't like I was really, thinking about it like in the forefront, but it was embedded inside me. Does this make sense to you? It was embedded inside me to say, what will my mother think if she sees this? What will my husband think if he sees this? My children, my family, they're all on this thing, this IG, this Instagram. They're all here. What will they think if this other language comes flying out my mouth that I have no name for? What will they think if my breath is all over the place and I'm making weird hand gestures? Oh, and I had the space, after I went into it and I decided to jump. But you know why I decided to jump? I move around a little bit here, but please follow. I decided to jump because the other felt so empty. It was nice. There was love there. There was joy. There was goodness and all that. But there was an emptiness as well. It was okay. And in moments it could be amazing, like when I got married or when I had children. There were always these moments that were incredible, but I always knew there was more. There was still even more. And there were spaces that didn't make sense that we weren't talking about. And I'm like, why isn't not anybody talking about this? Why isn't anybody sharing this or allowing this or being this? And there was a whole bunch of stuff going on in the background in my private life with very interesting spaces of connection with higher dimensional beings. I need to write a book. I know I need to write a book. Well, why I say this is all of you have this as well. And many of you are already tapping in and allowing, and many of you are considering. And every increment is good. Wherever you're at, if your toes going in the water or your whole leg or you're under the water and you're enjoying swimming, wherever you're at, every increment is good. And authenticity means to be you your way. It doesn't have to look like me. It doesn't have to look like someone else that you see that you like on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or whatever. It means just really allowing what feels right to you. Yes, that's authenticity. Why is this a PowerPoint? Because if we are the divine in flow, if we are the divine in form, if we are the divine, yes, in these spaces of ourselves, we are the many, the one within the many. So hear that, please. We are the one, but within the many. Then authenticity allows the one to be seen. The one looks more than this. The one speaks and sounds more than this. The one, the one, the one, the one, the one. I'm pointing to all these glorious people, beings that are here right now in the live. And to you who are watching this via the replay, the one. Your authenticity allows the one to be seen. It allows the one to be heard. And the one is the glorious, yes, flow of sacred love, rising within itself as it is remembering who it is, as it is exploring its existence within a now, a focal point of space and time, if you will. So authenticity is your power.